Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our review for Exam 1 in American Government. This is our first of 4 exams. Exam 1, Exam 2, and Exam 3 cover the assigned areas, and Exam 4, or our final exam, is comprehensive. So please prepare for this first exam carefully. The times for the availability of Exam 1 are posted on D2L and have been sent to you as an announcement and as an email. So you know when it's available. All you need to do is to continue preparing for it, and I'm here to encourage you to think about what kind of the questions I might or might not ask on this exam. Okay, what have we covered? Well, let's look at the syllabus. We've started with 0.1, an introduction to the study of politics, all the way to 1.14, Constitutional Foundations 4, and Federalism. So we covered a long way, a lot of topics, and you need to start preparing for those. Review your notes. Also keep in mind, within D2L, in the content area where there's all that information there that's just awaiting you and available for you, is a copy of sample student notes to augment your own notes. Also, you have the readings, the textbook. You have McClellan and you have Minogue. You have all of our textbooks available in a PDF version there in the content that you can review. You also have the PowerPoints. You have a lot of information to help guide you. So, okay, so what have we studied? We studied Introduction of Politics, 0.1, 0.2, the sources of politics, 0.3, the nature of government, 0.4, citizenship. You need to know the different kinds of citizenship, obviously, for any kind of exam you might have in American government course. We studied 0.5, patriotism and nationalism. What's the difference between patriotism and nationalism? Well, patriotism is the attachment to the higher principles of the country, of course. Nationalism is the attachment to the country itself. My country, right or wrong, I'm always going to follow that country. That's a nationalistic response. A patriotic response might be, I love my country, I support my country, but sometimes my country may make an incorrect decision, and it may be my role as a citizen to challenge it. 0.6, religion and politics. We talked about this at some length, particularly how religion affects our views of human nature in the readings and in our PowerPoints, and most importantly in our class lectures. We talked about various figures, talked about various aspects of the interrelationship with religion and politics, and you need to know who those major figures are. For example, you really shouldn't take this exam if you don't know who Roger Williams is. You shouldn't take this exam if you haven't heard of the First Amendment and how it affects religion and politics. We also studied different types of government in our preparation for this course, and 0.7, theories of the state, and 0.8, the modern state, and 0.9, organizing state, different kinds of government from anarchy to totalitarianism, all those aspects, especially Republican forms, both presidential like the United States and parliamentary like most other democracies in the world. Then we turned finally but very extensively to Constitutional Foundations 1, 1.12, and Constitutional Foundations 2, Constitutional Foundations 3, and Constitutional Foundations 4. So you'll need to review that and prepare for that. And you have so many resources there to help you, not to mention summary lectures to help you fill in if you unfortunately and sadly missed a day of lecture and class discussion, or if you just feel uncomfortable about your knowledge in a particular area. All those are available for you right now, 24/7 on D2L and on YouTube and on drleecheek.com or drleecheek.net. Okay, what's going to be the structure of the exam? The structure of the exam will be basically 2 parts. The first will involve about 30 multi-guess I use multi-guess instead of multi-choice, just as a joke, because you'll be able to master these very quickly. They'll ask basic questions from the beginning of the course until federalism. I'd ask you example, for example, what is a parliamentary system? There are many examples that one could provide. India, Japan, England. Might ask you the meaning of an amendment to the Constitution. I would also know the structure of the Constitution, the original 7 articles and the amendments. Know that the first 10 amendments are called the Bill of Rights. We've studied the major political thinkers that helped develop and shape our area, our knowledge of politics: Aristotle, Plato, Hobbes, Locke, Rousseau, as well as other people. Know their thinkings, know their thinking, know their great works, and really just follow the direction of the course. So there'll be about 30 some odd multi-guess questions. There may be 1 or more short essay questions. Use all the space available to answer the essay question. The essay question will be either a situation in which you're being placed. For example, you may be asked to advise a government how to write a constitution, and then you've got to use what we learned about how to best create a constitution and what to avoid in creating a constitution. Or the other alternative might ask you about the Constitutional Convention or the structure of the Constitution itself. So that gives you some idea about what kind of essay questions you might have on Exam 1. Again, the ball proverbially is in your proverbial court. It's time for you to study, time for you to prepare, and this is a straightforward exam, and I hope you do wonderfully on it. If there's anything that I can do as your professor to help, please let me know. Thank you, and the best of luck on the exam.